Hey everybody, it's Alec the Catholic back at it again with another reaction video, and I'm gonna actually be kind of doing something weird here. I'm gonna be going back to the beginning of the Sailor album. I wanted to do Rich right, and I was told like the best thing to do is to really go in order, start the album from beginning to end. This album just came out in 2019, and from what I can gather, and I'm really impressed with Rich Brian so far. I found out his real name is Rich Emmanuel, and I put Brian in there. I don't know why. I don't know if it's his middle name, but the name works. I'll remember him. And my middle name is Brian, so I got that little thing here. But this is cool so far. Like, this is just an audio track, but it's a beautiful picture of what looks like his whole family. Um, so this is really cool, and it's taken in his home country. And this guy, man, he can flow, and he's got a good story to tell, and he's growing as a person, and he's really young still, so he's going through a lot in his life. And he said he's the youngest in the last video that I watched. Kids, I think he mentions the fact that he's the youngest. He doesn't need more attention, so he's not doing this for attention. He's not doing this because he's an attention grabbing kid, like someone. uh like I've when I was a kid growing up, bro, like uh, I would do the most embarrassing things just to get people's attention. I still have that problem. Like, it's something I try to curb now, but um, I'm not doing this. I hope I'm not doing this just to get your attention. Like, I really do want to start this conversation with you guys about music and about what's real and what's true and what's beautiful in the world. And this, so far, I mean, Rich is delivering a lot of that. There's a lot of truth. There's a lot of realism, real like sincerity in his music and authenticity, and I love that. And I gravitate towards that. I would not be watching his videos otherwise or listen to his music. So let's get into it. Enough of me talking. This is The Sailor, first track on his album, The Sailor. Are there any captions? Nope. Gotta listen.
Uh, the time flies when you spend your nights in the West. And I didn't know that snakes come in the form of a best friend. Who you faking for? You ready for your lights, camera, action? This ain't Trader Joe's, you paying for my verses with 5 cents. I'm on stage alone, what is you doing with 5 men? Hit a record store to see if my new shit has sold out yet. And we don't aim it all, but we hit all of the targets. Man, I'm hella spiritual, my soul is nothing to fuck with. Woke up with a bitch, we didn't have a conversation, man, she just creamed on my dick. Don't get involved in altercations, got too much fame for the shit. Made so much money, I forgot about like who paid for the shit. I got used to destruction, so I'm always causing problems. The only difference between me and you is you're the bad one. I do not socialize with these rappers, I just destroy them. More times are good, I do not pull my phone out, I enjoy them. You're making me mad. Bad energy, man, where my Palo Santo at? Told her don't fuck me cause the shit gets sentimental fast. But she didn't listen, we was on the devil's let us rap. I'm just a social...
This is a lot. This is very different. Okay. Very different from Curious. Very different from Kids. It's a lot more dark. He's talking a lot about anger and like things he's learning here, things he's like, don't, let's not get too sentimental too fast. Or he was warning, I guess, this girl, right? He gets too sentimental too fast. So this is very different. This is a different tone, and even the instrumental is like, it's kind of twisted. It's kind of, what's going on here? Okay. So this is interesting. This is very different. This is a different side of him, and this is cool. Like, so now I got some contrast here. Between the last video, which was very positive. Kids is a real positive song, and he just flows the whole time. So far, 1 minute, he has not stopped flowing as well here. So let's see.
smoker, but I'm a social person. My brain yellow stop, I'm trying to be good like a social worker. It's only 2 o'clock and this gas put me in a coma. Got that fire burning, I'll call you back when I'm feeling sober. I'm feeling pressure from my job lately. I guess if I don't drop a song today, then I'm just lazy. I haven't dropped a thing in months, so what does that make me? But then again, I'm somewhat famous, you supposed to hate me. Pissed off with a heat drum, but I never stop until the beat stop. When the beat drop, get set up for action. I just mind my own, man, I don't write disses, I just write songs. But then again, if nobody gets hurt, then where's the fun?
Oh, now it just slows
Woke
down
up
a
this
little bit.
morning. Nothing in the fridge, nothing to eat. My stomach talking angry to me. Went outside, forgot to brush my teeth. Did it over to the corner store. Picked up some bubblegum, some passion fruit iced tea. Went outside and felt the breeze. A young girl walked up the street, came up right next to me. She looked me up and down with curiosity. Like I was standing there but not where I was supposed to be. She cracked a smile and said, "Open your eyes."
What the heck?
What the fuck are you talking about? I can see just fine. "No, mister," she said. "But can you answer this question of mine? Where do we go when we die? What is the color of blue if there is in the sky?"
All right. This just took a big turn. What in the world? Like, okay, I'm trying to process this. All right. So he goes to this corner store, picks up some bubble gum, some sweet tea, or passion fruit tea, and this little girl is like, "Open your eyes." And then where do we go when we die? And he, like, I like the fact that he's forcing you to think about these questions. I do like the fact I like it because there's a very real question, for crying out loud. If you have never asked yourself that question, then like it's a great question to ask, and he might be encouraging you to ask that question. Where do you go when you die? I mean, as a Catholic, I have a belief in the afterlife. I believe in the afterlife, right? And so this is doing to me right now, though, is like I'm wondering where he's at in that. Like, I have a lot of confidence too. So like that's the thing with having a faith, is that, and this is something that I cannot take credit for. There's a priest I listen to, Father Chad Ripperger. He says that to be a Catholic, it's the easiest faith to die. It's the hardest faith to live. And personal experience tells me that while I've never lived any other faith, I don't know how hard it is to live other faiths. I know that this faith is a hard faith to live. It's a really hard faith to live. There's a lot of expectations, a lot of rules. They're good for you. Rules help make beautiful music. But it is easy to die. Like, you can die with a lot of confidence, and there's a lot of Catholics who die happy, joyful deaths. We actually pray for a happy death in my faith. Something we pray for, like, and we think about our death, and we think about how hard it's going to be, or what we're going to be struggling with in that last moment. So this is he just said something that triggered me doing this whole rant thing, like. But this is the kind of stuff that I'm thinking about. Like, I'm thinking, like, I kind of have an idea where I'm going to go with it when I die. Do you? Open your eyes. Ask the question. Do you know where you're going to go when you die? What happens? Nothing? Is that what you honestly believe? Okay. Like, I can respect it, you know? I'm not here to convert anybody, honestly. Just to ask questions and share what I do believe. but I'm gonna let him keep talking right now. We can have that conversation another time. I have testimonial videos. I'll probably go into what I believe and why I believe it at some point. So, no worries. All right, so he has not rapped the whole song. There was like we all sudden went into Alice in Wonderland towards the end here, and it got me going on this huge rant. Like, what's the purpose of life? What's the meaning of life? Where do we go when we die? Like, uh, it deep questions. He's like contemplating these deep questions. Did this little girl come up to him and ask him that? That's crazy. Crazy if she did that. But this guy, like, he strikes me as a young philosopher. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let's finish out the song. I wonder if there's any more here. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to cancel that. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so. Oh, this is cool. I gotta be able to turn off these suggestions or keep them from popping up. I don't want them to pop up afterwards. But anyway, so that was The Sailor. I want to move on to the next song. I love the fact that he was rapping, and it was really cool, and he had a lot of stuff to say. And at some point there, it like takes you for a twist, and you just, what in the world? Now he's going through some stuff, and he's trying to figure out his purpose and meaning in life. And he was kind of like, I'm kind of already famous. Like, I don't really care. My fridge is empty, And then he's just like feeling the breeze. He's just like having a moment, and this little girl asks him this question, and all of a sudden, like, his whole world just like, So I apologize if that was really loud just now. I didn't like. I'm learning how to do this stuff, so I gotta get like a microphone or something. That might be better. But anyway, so far so good. Thank you all for listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let's keep this conversation going. Where do you go when you die? Huh? It's a good question. What's the meaning of life? What's the meaning of your life? Do you know? I got answers for me. I really do. But that's for another time. I hope you have something. I think everyone needs to have a purpose. Everyone needs a purpose. Everyone has a purpose. And I hope you find yours. Peace.